Yuri Boyka was born in Kyiv, Ukraine, in a poor laborer's family back in 1976. Growing up in the Kyiv streets in early 80s was a tough experience for little Yuri. Having alcoholic and abusive father, little Yuri had little love growing up. Kyiv streets were filled with poor little kids living in their own world. Bigger ones always picking up on the little ones. Yuri had to experience harsh streets reality himself. Being one of the youngest kids on the streets, he was always bullied by the bigger kids. And when time has come to go home, he had to experience father's violence against his mother and him. By 1986, Yuri was 10 years old kid with an emotional experience of 18 years old teenager. Yuri was a survivor. By the age of 10, he was already leading his street gang and was constantly rivaling older kids' gangs. He was natural, smart leader, though things didn't change much for him at home. Things were getting much worse regarding his father, alcoholism and domestic violence. Though during this time, Yuri found a passion towards martial arts and boxing. Seeing Ivan Drago fighting against Rocky Balboa in 1985 Epic Heavyweight Championship showdown in the prior year, he knew already what he wanted to be when he would grow up, and at just age of 9, Yuri started to train and read books about martial arts and boxing. But everything changed for little Yuri in the spring of 1986. The great Chernobyl disaster caused by Dr. Boskonovich in a single night destroyed Kyiv's economy. By summertime of 1986, massive Ukrainian people migration started to develop towards east. Yuri family was no exception. Running from the poverty, Yuri's family ended up in Moscow. Yuri was quick to adapt to the new environment, being cunning, smart and strong. By early 90s, at the age of 15, Yuri was running his Moscow teenage street gangs and causing all kinds of issues for local authorities. Yuri also was undisputed champion in karate youth division, competing in the national Soviet tournaments. Though because of his erratic behavior outside of school, he was getting multiple warnings to be suspended from karate tournaments if his behavior was not to improve. Unfortunately, trying to lean towards future of a martial arts always ended up shattered by his inner family issues. Yuri's father was struggling to adapt to the new country life because of his alcoholism and releasing all his frustration at home towards Yuri's mother and him. Yuri was no pushover, and at the age of 15 he could rival his father, but Yuri's mother always begged him to not get involved, as violent father behavior would just have brought more issues if Yuri was to physically confront his unstable father. Suffering from his continuous father's abuse and relieving his anger in karate training in Moscow streets, by the age of 16 Yuri was suspended from Karate Association after he violently injured his opponent during the tournament fight. After the suspension, the sole goal of Yuri Boyka was to keep training and get better in martial arts. 2 more years has passed, and in 1994 Yuri turned 18 and was training hard for 2 years to enter Russian underground street fighting tournaments. Hearing rumors how his childhood idol Ivan Drago dominated Soviet street fighting scene, Yuri Boyka was ready to announce the world about himself. Booking himself a fight, considered as a canon meet, he was supposed to be fighting a rising street fighter who was a contender of facing the Russian street fighting champion at the time, Zangief. 1-to-100 odds against Yuri Boyka. Heads of the tournament was supposed to send a message for the other youngsters in the streets that the street fighting was not for the amateurs, and was supposed to be taken seriously as one of the biggest unofficial underground fighting tournaments in the world. But Yuri didn't care about any of it. He just wanted to fight the best. And that night Yuri sent the shock waves in Russian fighting community and made a huge name for himself. In everyone's surprise, in the tough fight, Yuri Boyka eventually came out as a winner, knocking his opponent out. Russian street fighting never seen such talented young individual with amazing boxing, karate and kickboxing skills and immense power of his leg kicks. By winning his first street fight against the tough opponent, he became overnight sensation and earned a huge amount of money. At last, Yuri Boyka saw a light in the tunnel of his difficult life. He had now money, he was adult, and now he could take care of his mother and escape his brutal father. And most importantly, he made a name for himself in the street fighting community. Finally, hard work was paying off and things were about to get much better. Until... Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the part 2.